Hey guys, Steeple here. Today we're going to be talking about a whole treasure trove of information that the developers kind of put out there yesterday. Before we begin though, I do want to mention we are getting very, very close to this 10,000 subscribers. I want to thank everyone for supporting the channel. That is absolutely outstanding, and I really never thought we'd get anywhere near this size. So appreciate everyone for supporting the channel. Once we do cross the 10,000 subscriber threshold, there's going to be a series of giveaways that are going to be triggered. Tier 4, Tier 5, Tier 6 premium ships I got lined up. I got some other bonus prizes, so should be a lot of fun for people. The majority of those are going to be given away on a stream, and that's going to be for subscribers of the YouTube channel. And we're going to have separate giveaways on Twitter for followers on there and on this channel's Discord. So the Twitter and Discord links are in the description. If you're interested in subscribing and participating in those giveaways, feel free to do so. So, what are we talking about here? Well, Wargaming, upon releasing the new update, they usually do a stream with the community team on there. A lot of times there's a lot of good information that comes out of that. This time they had like one of the main developers on there, the programmers that actually work on the game, and they kind of just asked him questions that they get all the time from the community, and he was letting it rip in terms of what he... It was not one of those typical no comment, trademark soon type of a deal things. No, he basically answered pretty much every question they asked him, so that was pretty impressive. I'm just going to kind of go through it, all the information. If I have time at the end, I'll give you my thoughts. If not, I definitely want to see what you guys are thinking in the comments, so be sure to let me know there. But first up, the number one question that they've ever gotten in their entire lives: carriers. Yes, they are confirmed that they are at least beginning to work on them now. Love them or hate them, I never played them on the PC. I never played the PC version, but I got a lot of people that play the PC version either currently or previously. They gave me their feedback. Some like the carriers, some are kind of neutral on them, some absolutely hate them. So my sense of basically based on what they were saying here is they're going to be very careful and try and balance them for this game and make them so they're not unfun to play as or against. How well they succeed in doing that, we'll find out. But that is confirmed. They said they're going to do it 1 or 2 test events, kind of like they did Yamato at the end of last year. Try and really see if they can get them to work properly, and then they'll be fully introduced by introducing the nation's line. So that's the biggest news. That's the one people are always chiming about. They also said subs will likely come later on. They're just getting introduced to PC right now, and I'm sure they're going to have probably a plethora of balance issues with those too. So that could be a year, 2 years. We don't have any idea. The carriers have been around, at least for the PC. They've been working on them. But anyway, expect to see subs at some point. Game modes, they said they are adding some game modes. Epicenter and Arms Race. Epicenter we briefly saw, I believe, in the Yamato event as well. Arms Race is another one from PC. I'm actually not that familiar with that one, but those will be added. Maybe they're going to be starting off as ranked, maybe not. He did talk about ranked as well. Kind of said his goal was to get 1v1 or 3v3 kind of modes to take the primary focus of ranked, which is interesting because a lot of times ranked, the concept is cool on paper, but when you get in the game and you got a bunch of brand new players who are just playing for the rewards, extremely frustrating. So that's a lot of people, myself included, don't really enjoy playing ranked, but we kind of do anyways. So 1v1, 3v3 could be interesting. Maybe that'll be more enjoyable. And they also mentioned they don't have enough players in their mind that have T7s yet for them to implement a Tier 7 rank. I'm out. We'll just leave it there. But they said eventually they'll probably do that at some point. One that I've been advocating, and one that you guys have been, I've noticing advocating a lot more recently, one that I've been saying basically should be the most important improvement this game can make. Armor Viewer, definitely yes, was the response. I don't recall them saying any sort of time frame on that one, but they are definitely working on that, and that was the response I wanted to hear. There was no more, it's difficult, or it's just a quality life, we're not that concerned about it. Definitely yes was the response. So very happy about that one personally. Detailed post-battle results, answer was yes. They're going to be getting those. So that's going to be good. Replay feature, he said most likely. So that one I can see kind of more of a long term, but maybe after they get a lot of the core features in. You got to keep in mind the World of Warships on PC, I think, has been out 4 or 5 years, so it's not like all the features they had on that version existed right out of the box. They've been adding them gradually. Here, we're actually getting them quicker than I expected. Maybe not as fast as some people would like them, but anyway, those are coming. Comms wheels. This one he says next update, so end of July. They're updating the comms wheels. Whether they're going to get rid of Neptune's beard or not, only time will tell, but I think they're trying to improve the functionality of it at least. Or I don't know exactly what they're doing to it, but they're working on the comms wheels. And part of that, I think you guys are going to get a kick out of this, horns. People were always asking for horns on the ships, and they're always like, oh man, we don't have the buttons for it. But I guess they got an idea from the community, probably on Discord or Reddit, saying, why don't you put it as a command wheel? And that idea lit off a light bulb in their head, and that's how it's going to work. So horns are going to be in there as part of the comms wheel rework. Sector alerts, i.e. pinging the map, working on it, and he said that's probably in a couple of updates. So these are a lot of really good little things right out of the gate here. Secondaries, he said they read you loud and clear. They're working on improvements. A lot of what he was talking about was kind of how can we get, secondaries where the players can control what the secondaries are doing or give them more control. On the PC, you can kind of select the targets and, focus fire. I think there's mods that improve the secondaries, how they work, whatever. But here, again, that's a limitation of how many buttons they got. So they're trying to come out with a way that isn't too complex, that will work with our, way of playing the game, but still give the players more control and improve the secondaries. So that'll be good. I mean, if they can actually make the secondaries improve, that could drastically enhance the German battleships prospects, which you guys know I don't personally think is the strongest line currently. Booster conversion, Phil asked him about that one. He said that one's coming in late summer too, so that was one I asked him about probably 5 seconds after they made me a community contributor. I just happened to be, converting boosters at one point in time, and I was like, yo, and they were like, yo, we got way more pressing matters than that, so don't even bother us. But they were nicer about it than that. But anyway, booster conversions, that'll make life easier. Interesting thing, people always ask them about the Megamis. On the PC, you can switch it with 155 millimeter gun or millimeter guns, and it's, from what I've seen, it's kind of more of a high arcing light cruiser type shell, HE spam type of thing. It sounds like a lot of people that play the Megami on PC prefer that version. The developer did say we are going to see that. He said it was probably going to wind up being a separate ship, so whether it'll be part of the tech tree or considered some sort of offshoot of the Megami class and released as a premium, who knows exactly what it'll end up being. But anyway, we are going to see some version of that. And then another one that I frankly didn't expect, but they said is coming in July, is kind of like a log of the quick commands. They were asking in the context of the players that put on the national voices not understanding the comms. I personally like that. That's the biggest draw of the national commanders for me, because I don't have to listen to people saying Neptune's beard every 2 seconds. I can just listen to some guy in Japanese yelling about God knows whatever. But what they're going to do now is they're going to have like a little thing that pops up on the screen, probably on the left or the right far edge of the screen, that'll say when someone pings or says help me or whatever, it'll pop up probably player's name or class, a ship or whatever, and then the command. It could just be the command. Who knows what it's going to look like, but it'll be visibly on the screen, translated, so if you are running the commander's national voices, you'll at least be able to figure out what your team's trying to do. So I think that's a really cool feature, and I didn't know if they were going to be able to do something like that or not. Wicked salvo there from the Bismarck at full range, pretty much. Nice shot there. And then the last thing they asked him was, can we expect any new nations this year? And he said, we're going to see one new nation, one alternative line and one full line of a new class. I believe was not probably verbatim, but it was pretty dang close to being verbatim. Um, I'm just getting distracted by this game because I was gonna make a commentary about this video and say how sloppy or how too concentrated on doing damage I was in this section of the thing rather than protecting myself first and foremost. So if you're watching the game, keep that in mind here against the Baltimore. But the new nation, these are my speculations. All right, I'm guessing the Italian would be the new nation. I think they have a full line of cruisers, and they might have like a couple premium battleships here and there. So I think that could be a strong possibility. There is the Pan-Asian nation as well. I believe those are just a destroyer line of, like China's Navy, Singapore, Malaysia. I don't have any idea what countries actually comprise that, but it's navies from that section of the world. Those are the two main possibilities. There's also a possibility of the European destroyers, which I think are predominantly Swedish, if I understand correctly. Those are brand new, though, so I highly doubt that that's the case. So my money's on the Italian line, but I could see Pan-Asian destroyers being a possibility as well. The alternative line, I believe, is pretty dang close to the exact words he used, and I took that to mean like our American light cruisers that are popping in right now are an alternative line. I think he's referencing a line split. If that's the case, the strongest contender that I see there is the Japanese gunboats, which I would be extremely excited for. Those look like they're quite strong, at least on the PC, and a fun class to play. I know there's other options that could possibly be there. Some are throwing out like British heavy cruisers, but I believe that's pretty dang new as well. So that one would surprise me. I think the IJN gunboats are the strongest contender in my opinion. And then the one full line of a new class, I took that to mean French destroyers. We're getting the full line of a new class. Well, that's I think that was just an odd choice of words or whatever, but I'm taking that to mean French destroyers. You guys let me know what you think that line or that little paragraph that he mentioned was. Do you think I'm on the money there, or what nations or / classes are you thinking that he's saying there? Anyway, that's the highlights. There was a couple other oddball things here and there. But I'll give you the rundown of my thoughts. Obviously, carriers is the main thing of this. This is going to scare away some players. I understand that. There's some people that play this game from PC that left that because they hate carriers. And it's possible that they might just decide, I don't want to play this game anymore. I've never played them. And my experience with this is like artillery on World of Tanks. It was annoying to play against. I didn't particularly enjoy playing it. I would play already 2% of the time just to do it, just to understand what they were doing, how to counter them better, or at least get in the head of them, which is always good to do. But it didn't ruin the game for me. You had to know how to protect yourself from it. Now, I think the common complaint of the PC players is some of the attacks from the planes you really can't protect yourself from. And I hope they figure out a way that that's not the case. I don't want it to be mindless to play either. I'm not really planning on playing carriers even when they come out. I'll give them a chance. We'll try and learn the class again to mainly counter them. At least that's my plan. Maybe I'll end up loving them though. You never know. Like I say, I've never actually played them. But I'm just going to adopt a wait and see. I don't think they're going to ruin the game for me. I'd be surprised if that's the case, if they're that bad. And then, frankly, there's a million players that want them. I would guess a lot of them, don't have any experience with the PC version like I do. But I do talk to people that have played on the PC that are like, yes, this would cure a lot of the problems. This would cure the dingbats sitting on the moon looking through the Hubble telescope, sniping, especially dingbats like, I don't want to smack talk a full distance salvo from the Bismarck because that dude hit me with 2 of them in this game that you just watched, but that would solve that problem. It would de-emphasize destroyers, which are frankly a little too strong in a lot of people's opinions. Anyway, this is mainly, I just want to get feedback from you guys. Keep it respectful. You guys can talk to each other, but I don't want to see a bunch of fights breaking out. Otherwise, I just got to start timing people out. It gets annoying. If you like the video, please hit the thumbs up. New to the channel, consider subscribing. Leave me the comments, and we'll see y'all later. All right, peace.